Well, it's week 2 of the Major League Lacrosse season. 3 big games coming at you on Sunday. One of them featuring the Ohio Machine playing their home opener against the defending MLL champion Denver Outlaws. Joining me now, Ohio Machine defenseman Brian Karalunas. Brian, thanks for taking some time out of your day to join us.
My pleasure, Chris.
So Brian, before we look ahead, let's take a quick look back to week 1. You traveled to New York to take on the Lizards, a team most people think will probably finish at or near the top of the standings. Dropped a 14-day decision, but you were tied 6-6 at halftime, so you were right there with them for a while. Take us a little bit through that game and what went on from your perspective.
Yeah, I think the 14-8 final isn't really indicative of how the game went. Like you mentioned, it was tied for most of the game. We were tied 8-8 going into the third quarter. They stuck one, and then they hit a 2-bomb in the middle of the third that really kind of sunk our sails a little bit. Overall, I thought we played decently in the first half, but to be honest with you, it was a sloppy game, and I think that the Lizards would say the same. They weren't at their best. We weren't at our best, and that's just early season growing pains. And you hear that phrase in every sport, but especially in the MLL. I mean, this is the most competitive lacrosse that most of the guys have played since last August, so it's just stuff that takes a couple weeks to get into. I was impressed with our 6-on-6 sets. Our offense and defense looked good, but it's that transition stuff. I can speak for myself and for a lot of my teammates. We threw a lot of balls at people's knees and ankles when normally that's going right in the stick. So those are the kind of things we want to improve going into week 2, or those kind of sloppy mistakes.
Well, talk about, too, it was your first game as a member of the Machine. Talk about the defensive group and the unit you guys are putting together going ahead into 2015.
I love our crew. The offense for Ohio gets all the credit, which they should. I think it's the best offensive group in the league. I mean, being able to watch them even in practice is amazing. They move the ball so well. But our defense, we have a young group and we have an athletic group, and that's a group that I like to play with. Everyone's really eager to get out and go hard and be aggressive, which is a unit, part of a unit that I love being a part of. So I think that, once we get used to each other, everyone's still kind of, you have to find out the personal tendencies of everyone. But once we get used to that, hopefully this week, I think we're going to be a really good group. I think 6-on-6, we played excellent. Just clean up some of the clearing, some of the transition stuff, and get to know each other a little bit better, and I think we're going to be in good shape.
Well, you get Denver this week, as I mentioned. Team with a balanced offense. They dropped their opener to Boston here in Boston, but 3 goals from Drew Snyder, 3 goals from Chris Bocklett, 3 goals from Justin Pennington. Eric Law only had 1, but Jeremy Sievers didn't have any. Tons of weapons on that Denver Outlaw team. How will you guys match up with them, do you think?
Denver's a first-class organization. It's not a team where you can go in thinking, if we shut down this guy, we're going to win, or if we shut down this guy and this guy, we're going to win. It's a team that that if you don't play off-ball defense, you don't play help defense, you're going to get beat up pretty badly on defense. So we're going in, and we know that they have a cohesive unit. A lot of those guys, it's pretty much the same unit they had last year. There'll be some new faces, but for the most part, we know that we just can't leave guys on islands. They have a ton of great off-ball players as well as dodgers, so we're going to have to slide hard, and we're going to have to really help in on the backside and prevent giving up easy goals, make them work for every shot they get.
So give us one key for the Ohio Machine in this weekend. If this one thing goes well for you guys, you will win the home opener.
I'm going to steal one from, I'm going to say from a defensive standpoint, actually, I'm going to say clearing the ball. If we can clear the ball at a 90% clip or higher, I think that we have a really good shot at winning the game.
Well, Brian, thanks for joining us. Good luck this weekend against Denver and for the rest of the season.
Thanks, Chris. Always a pleasure. Take care.